in Pennsylvania is ready for Halloween and to set a new world record. Blair Murphy's home has a giant Ouija board on the roof, and by giant we mean 44 feet by 29 feet. Murphy has talked with the Guinness folks about possibly getting that into the record book. Halloween celebrations have been canceled, though, at an elementary school in East Lyme, Connecticut. The principal pulled the plug, citing safety concerns and respect for religious and cultural beliefs. The principal says he made the decision with staff members. They will not allow costumes because they say that's a safety threat. Now, they used to have a parade and other Halloween activities. This year, though, the school is decorated in what's described as a fall theme.
I think it's a shame that they're canceling it. I think it shows a sign of not wanting to be diversified and learning about other cultures, about people's traditions.
I think it really stinks that they're canceling it this year. I'm kind of sad because I really liked marching around, and I had a really cool costume this year.
Now, the school district hasn't said as much, but the decision comes at a time when the country's been on a panic about scary clowns. That's it for Channel 4 News at 4:30. Thanks for joining us. Channel 4 News at 5 starts right now.
Live with breaking news. This is Channel 4 News at 5.
One day after a father's desperate plea to find his son's killer, there is a major break in the case. Police have arrested 2 people, and they're looking for a third. Welcome to Channel 4 News at 5. Tom has the night off. The murder of a Nashville tourist stunned people and police because of where it happened.
Teddy Grosset and a friend were in downtown Nashville, which is always packed with people. Grosset was gunned down in what police say was an unprovoked act of violence. But now his family and friends are a step closer to the answers they have waited nearly a month for. Let's get the latest now from Channel 4's Carly Gordon.
This murder put a lot of people on edge. Tourists, downtown business owners, and residents. Police have, in fact, made 2 arrests, but it's disturbing still because investigators tell us they believe this murder was random. Just a few thieves looking to make a quick buck who resorted to pulling a trigger, ending an innocent man's life. Now, here are the 2 suspects now facing charges for first-degree murder. Police say 22-year-old Andy Nunez pulled the trigger. They say his 20-year-old girlfriend, Daniela Cruz, drove the getaway car. The 2 are from Laverne, but investigators picked them up last night at a Days Inn in Raleigh, North Carolina. You've seen the surveillance video showing the suspects get out of a Chevy Impala to follow Teddy Grosset and his friend, who were walking back to their hotel near the Country Music Hall of Fame. The suspects then shoot Grosset from behind before taking off. Police tell us they found the getaway car at an auto body repair shop last Friday. The bumpers had been replaced, and the distinct spoiler and blue lights around the license plate shown in the surveillance videos has been removed. Eventually, their investigation led them to the suspects who were arrested last night. In a press conference today, the mayor, the police chief, the Central Precinct commander, and the CEO of the Nashville Convention and Visitors Bureau all talked about how important it is that people visiting downtown feel safe.
Nothing is more important than public safety and the safety of our visitors and our citizens. So I've had a pit in my stomach for the last month. We've been in constant communication with the police department. It is a huge sigh of relief to see their hard work pay off.
While we can't guarantee that crime won't happen in our city, when it does, we need to make sure that we seek swift justice for the victims, and that is exactly what MMPD did in this case.
Police are still looking for a third suspect. Here he is, 25-year-old Joseph Santillan from Antioch. He owns the getaway car, and police believe he got out of the car with Nunez to approach Grosset. He was out on parole, by the way, from a previous robbery conviction. As for the other 2 suspects, they are in the process of being extradited back here to Nashville to face their charges. Police hope to have that third suspect in custody by the time they get here. So if you know where he is tonight, give investigators a call. Jeremy.
All right, Carly Gordon reporting. Thank you. Well, Rutherford County Sheriff Robert Arnold should know better than anyone inmate phone calls are recorded.
His own recorded phone calls with his wife are being used against him. Channel 4's Nancy Amons joins us now. Nancy, what's this all about?
Well, Arnold is being held in a Kentucky jail. He's waiting for a trial on public corruption charges. You might remember his bond was revoked after a federal judge heard about a domestic incident involving his wife. Well, federal prosecutors say Arnold tried to keep his wife from talking about what happened, and they say he's still pressuring her, even from his jail cell. A new document filed by federal prosecutors says Sheriff Arnold is continuing his campaign to coerce and manipulate his wife into doing what's necessary to get him out of jail. Inmate phone calls are recorded, including calls between the sheriff and his wife, Megan. One call was recorded October 2nd, 4 days after Arnold was put in jail. He tells his wife, "Just tell them the truth. That's the only thing that will get me out of here, that you kept coming at me," suggesting Megan was the aggressor. Megan Arnold says, "I wasn't coming at you." All this relates to a domestic incident at the couple's home on Labor Day that turned physical. Megan Arnold was recorded later during a phone conversation with a man she was having an affair with. Megan told the man her husband didn't want her talking to investigators about what happened that night.
But I want to make a statement. I'm scared.
Prosecutors say Sheriff Arnold is continuing to use a combination of guilt and threats to manipulate his wife to do whatever it takes to get him out of jail. During the October 2nd phone call, Megan Arnold tells the sheriff, "I'm working to get you out." But she says she can't just go to the judge and say, "Hey, I was lying," and I wasn't lying. Arnold tells her, "I want you to fix it. I want you to get me out of here." He says he's considering suicide, and at another point, he says he's taken her out of his will. There's another recorded phone call between the sheriff and his mother on October 1st. He tells his mother the feds and the TBI are trying to get Megan to testify about jail cigs. He asks his mother to make sure she stays off the phone with them. Now, all these recorded phone calls are coming out because the U.S. Attorney's Office is trying to prevent Sheriff Arnold from getting back out on bond. Now, Megan Arnold submitted an affidavit saying she wants her husband home with her and her children, saying she's not afraid of them. Tracy?
All right, Nancy Ammons tonight. Thank you. A former county attorney is entering a guilty plea to charges he made money off insider trading. Jim Cope was the attorney for Rutherford County. He also served on the board of Pinnacle Bank. According to federal prosecutors, he made about $56,000 by purchasing stock before a bank merger with Avenue Bank was announced. Federal documents show he bought stock at about $13 a share right before it went up to $20 a share. Cope appeared in federal court this morning. He has agreed to pay a fine of $55,000 and will be sentenced to 2 years of federal probation. The first 9 months, he cannot leave his house. Cope sent a letter to Rutherford County's mayor yesterday saying he was retiring from his position as county attorney. A discount store is out thousands of dollars, but it's not the money employees are worried about. Inside the stolen safe was money raised for sick children, and police say it was stolen by this man and wife. Channel 4's Heather Horrigan is in the newsroom with the story.
Tracy, it's one thing to steal money from a store, but thousands of dollars earmarked for kids fighting for their lives at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital was stolen. That's what has store employees so upset today.
It took a long time to raise it. A lot of hard work, dedication. I mean, our days off we spent raising the money.
All the effort and money from Fred's store employees in Clarksville now in the hands of a criminal.
This right here is where the safe was located at.
Inside the safe was almost $6,000. $2,000 of it set aside for Vanderbilt Children's Hospital.
It hits home more close for us because there are a couple of the employees that have worked here and family members, they have went to that hospital.
Police say on Tuesday night, Ronald Dye broke into the store through the back loading dock door.
And when you knock that piece of wood down, the door wasn't very sturdy, which it's bolted now. So.
After getting into the store, police say he busted the alarm system and went straight for the safe, also stealing 50 cartons of cigarettes.
Everybody was at a disarray. They were violated. They were confused.
Clarksville police have arrested Dye's wife, Ashley, who they say was driving the getaway car. As for Dye, they are still looking for him. Meanwhile, the store employees are starting back from scratch to raise money. Fred's has now put extra bolts on the door. Staff are working to figure out why, when the burglar cut the alarm wire, that police weren't still called. Reporting live in the newsroom tonight, Heather Horgan, Channel 4 News.
Heather, thank you. Police in Murfreesboro are looking for the people who stole a Red Cross trailer full of supplies. The theft happened just after 11 p.m. on September 2nd. Today, MTSU Crime Stoppers released surveillance pictures in the hopes of catching these thieves. 2 people pulled into a parking lot on campus and took off with a Red Cross trailer. That trailer full of disaster relief supplies, including 167 cots, a generator, and other items. Authorities say the trailer's Red Cross logos had been removed, but you can still see where those logos have been. So keep an eye out. They're hoping someone will recognize the trailer and call police. A Metro teacher is on leave and facing charges for bringing a gun to school. Alex Nation teaches 6th grade at John Early Middle School. Police say Nation had a loaded pistol in his backpack that was left in the school library. The teacher says he forgot the gun was in his bag.
Well, a family of 5 is okay thanks to neighbors who alerted them to a fire in their home.
I was going to work in the morning and called 911, and one of our other community members came by and got the people out while I was calling 911.
As that man called 911, another neighbor ran to the house on Cedar Creek Village Road in Mount Juliet.
As soon as we opened the door, he said, "Fire, fire, fire." So we all just ran out.
I saw the smoke coming out from underneath the roof. It was like a white smoke, and by the time they got everybody out, it turned dark.
Angel Nevis said he thought the fire started in the living room. Nobody was hurt.
A plan to stop vandals at one high school went terribly wrong. The bathroom discovery that led to bigger problems next.
And they're all smiles now, but newly released email shows Hillary Clinton had concerns about Al Gore's support.
Well, look outside our own window, and it really is a very pretty end to this day today, and a cool day at that. But with some clearing overnight, those temperatures will tumble. I'll tell you how low. Coming up with a forewarned forecast.
7-day forecast brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. They see opportunity.